Like, I can't even really be happy about this one. Look, today was also the 17th anniversary of one of my favorite albums of all time, The Black Parade by My Chemical Romance, and it's releasing. So you're getting that for the intro. So, Bruins fans, think you know what time it is? It's time to hug it out for more than just the win. More than just the win. First of all, it's also because ESPN cut to the Vegas game immediately after the win, so we didn't even get the freaking goalie hug. Thanks a lot, ESPN. And second of all, we need to hug it out. We need to hug each other and pray for '94. We'll get into what happened to Jacob Lauko later. In any case, the Bruins did win this game 3-0 against the Chicago Blackhawks, and I am so happy that we won this game against the Blackhawks because now we're done with the Blackhawks, which means we do not have to. For the rest of the season, unless ESPN decides to bring it up, unless Nesson decides to bring them up, or we end up on a national broadcast. We don't have to worry about the constant specter of Connor Bedard in our Bruins games. And thanks. And speaking of Bedard, I feel like, you know what? Let's get into it. First of all, Lucic is still not playing, and I'm not gonna lie. This is when I started to realize that Lucic is, like it or love him or hate him, Lucic is a valuable part of our bottom six. Like the energy that he brings to this to his role is very palpable, and when he's not on the ice, you can feel how sluggish our bottom six feels. It's weird. One of the slowest players in the NHL right now brings a jolt of energy to this to our bottom six. Like, again, Patrick Brown skates around like his pants are full of brown, and that's not really conducive to an energizing bottom six. But we managed tonight. We managed, at least for the first 45, 50 minutes. And again, we'll get to that. Anyway, before we drop the puck, I would like to quickly share a little thought about something that did happen today. So a couple days ago, Arizona Coyotes defenseman Travis Dermott decided to defy the NHL's rule against LGBTQ plus rainbow pride tape in games by actually playing game with the pride tape, and instead of enforcing that ban, the NHL has decided to decided to say, screw it, we're not going to enforce it anymore. So what was the point of that? Like, legitimately, what was the point of that? I'm not going to give the NHL an attaboy for reversing a decision that was stupid from the beginning. But I'm not going to lie, it is kind of funny just to see the people who are with those smug grins on their faces, like, why are you so angry? It's just tape. Do you really need to be validated by a piece of tape? It's so funny to see them completely shit their pants, and it's because it's back. Like, obviously, if it was just tape, you wouldn't be this pissed off about it, and you wouldn't see a need to ban it. But in any case, that is probably a topic for another video. Let's actually get to the game. So, puck drops, and right out the gate, the Bruins look like garbage. Like, I am not exaggerating when I say that the first period of this game might genuinely have been the worst period of Charlie Coyle's Boston Bruins career. He was so bad in this period. It felt like he was not in position, and he caused something that we will eventually get to. Actually, you know what? There wasn't really anything going on up until that point, so why not just freaking talk about it now? About halfway through the first period, Jacob Lauko just trips up his old Uncle Nick. He trips up Nick Foligno. Bruins end up on a penalty kill. And by the way, the power plays in this game, they sucked. Both teams. This was if you wanted a clinic of how to effectively run a power play, just look at this game and do absolutely nothing that anybody did during this game while on the power play. Both teams sucked on the power play, but this was the closest that we were going to get to a power play goal. So the Blackhawks enter the zone. A little bit back and forth. Charlie Coyle has the puck, and he does like a spin around to try and get it, I think, to forward, but it is so off, and it results in something that they teach you in any sport like this. They teach you this in lacrosse. They teach you this in freaking soccer. I played soccer from like first grade all the way to 8th, and they taught me this in every single year. Do not clear the puck or the ball or the anything in front of the net. And what did this end up doing? It put the puck right on Connor Bedard's stick for him to one-time it right past Swayman to put the Blackhawks up 1-0. Wait, what's that? Andreas Athanasiou was offsides when entering the zone 30 seconds before the goal was scored. Well, guess we gotta overturn the goal. Look, let's just be completely honest. In situations like this, where the infraction happened, where the play stopping infraction happened, and over 10 seconds before the actual goal was scored. In this case, 30 seconds beforehand. At that point, it's so far beyond the play that why even try and legislate it? It's like, and yes, I know that, and yes, I am saying that this goal should have stood. If Jake DeBrusk's hand pass to Patrice Bergeron in Game 6 last year should have stood, because it was 12 seconds behind the play and it was so marginal that it didn't even matter, that it was basically like splitting hairs to try and find out what went wrong. Then this goal should have stood. But you know what? They don't pay our video crew for nothing. So it technically was offsides, if only a little bit. And so thank you to the Bruins video crew for catching that. And so we keep the shutout alive. Nothing else really happens. Second period starts out also kind of like a crap show. The Bruins, it feels like they're a little bit gassed, And then they get a little bit of a spark. Thanks to newly revitalized Jake DeBrusk. He isn't the one that scores it, but he does get the secondary assist, and he is the one that actually keeps it, and he's the one that engineers this one. What is it? Actually, going back to the first period, there were a few times where DeBrusk is the reason why the game remained at zeros in a good way. Like, a very underrated aspect to DeBrusk's game is his defensive abilities. Like, he's not going to win a Selke, but like he is underratedly a great defensive forward. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about his secondary assist on this. He ends up blowing the puck away from a defenseman, and he passes it all the way up to the blue line to Shattenkirk. Oof. Shattenkirk waits patiently, allows Zacha to get into position, and Zacha is basically Zacha is like low key screening Mrazek from the slot, and Shattenkirk just puts it on, and Zacha just taps it. He's just taps it, deflecting it past Peter Mrazek, and that ends up with giving us the 1-0 lead. And I'm so happy that Zacha got one. Oh my god, it's so good. He's been playing like a top line center all for the start of this season, and really well. And it's just so funny that, and it's still just so funny that Brad Pack was like, oh, don't be mean to kids who still believe in even Santa Claus. There are Bruins fans that believe that Pavel Zacha is going to be a second line center. He's not our second line center. He's our top line center, and we're damn proud to have him. Now, one player who we did not really see a lot of this game, Pasta. It's kind of unfortunate. Pasta started this season on a heater. 4 straight games with a goal, 5 goals in 4 games. It was insane start to this season. And I love him. He wasn't really that great in this game. He wasn't terrible, but he was pretty invisible. I'll just say it. Pasta for a good chunk of the time was kind of invisible on the ice. But for as invisible on the ice as he was, at least he wasn't Hampus Lindholm. Oh my god. Lindholm, you gotta get your act together, my guy. When Boris Tkachuk came out of the box about halfway through the second period, Lindholm had the puck on his stick, and he just completely he skated past it, and allowed Tkachuk to take the puck from really shallow in the Blackhawks zone, all the way up to Swayman, and thankfully Swayman kept it alive. But oh my god, that does not happen if Lindholm pays attention more, and it's frustrating. I love Lindholm. I love Hampus Lindholm, but he has not played well to start this season. I have a feeling that he's going to generate that momentum later on in the season, but it is not a decent trajectory to start. And now we get to the third, and oh boy, to start here. Let's get to the 2 goals, because really the only thing that this third period has is goals and horror. So let's get to the goals first. Matt Patra. Somehow the puck I think on a Blackhawks back check that goes a little bit awry. I think they were trying to like keep it shallow in the Bruins zone to facilitate a switch off. Patra just takes it and bursts right past their defense. And it's for his third goal in 2 games. Matt Patra officially has more goals this season than Adam Fantilli and Connor Bedard. Patra for Calder? Maybe. I mean, let's be honest. After this game, I don't think that there's any chance that we send him back down to minors. I think that he has more than earned a spot on the Bruins 20-man roster. He's deserved it. He has played with a great intensity. He's played consistently. He's played with strength. And again, people will knock on him and say that he's a little bit undersized. They have strength and conditioning coaches in the NHL. Stop pretending like this is an issue that it's going to be that's going to last until the end of the season, and that it's something so dire that he needs to go back to juniors for it. So there's that. There's the Patra goal, and then 58 seconds later, Connor Murphy has the puck, and then freaking James Van Riemsdyk cosplay is as one of those NFL memes where they use the hoopology sound bites of yam time, and just completely eviscerates Connor Murphy, pretty much blowing him up and throwing his stick into the air, ripping the puck from him. This sounds gruesome, and from a hockey perspective, I'm not gonna say that it was gruesome because, oh my god, we're not even there yet. But it was pretty crazy. This was really funny to watch because it's just I don't think many people expect this from James Van Riemsdyk, all things considered. JVR just completely pickpockets it's Connor Murphy and steals an extra and steals his shoes while he's at it, and just makes a beeline towards the net with, I think, one pass to Coyle in the meantime, and taking the pass back, and he shoots. It goes off of Mrazek, but he gets the rebound and nudges it towards Frederick, who's coming up as the trailer, and we're trying to the Blackhawks. They are trying to get back. Connor Murphy, oh my God bless him. No stick. He's still trying to get the job done, but it is just too much for him. And Frederick finds Mrazek sleeping. 3-0 Bruins. Now, who's ready for our good mood to go down the shitter? About halfway through the third period, Jacob Lauko, easily one of the most likable players in the Bruins organization right now. We needed a terminally online king, and Lauko is him. He's so funny. He's so nice. And this just sucks that it happened to him. He gets knocked to the ground, and then I actually cannot remember if it was Jason Dickinson or Jared Tenorti. I would not put it past Tim if it was Tenorti to do it. I would not put it past Tenorti to do it, but I think it was Jason Dickinson. Dickinson accidentally skates Frederick right above the eye, and we are all holding our breath, just praying, just hoping that, oh, please, this can't be his eye. This cannot be his eye. And thankfully, we have updates not just from Fluto Shinazawa from The Athletic, but from Jim Montgomery himself, saying that this was scary, but Lauko's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. He's is not considered a he's not going to be he's I don't even know if we're going to put him on IR. They are saying that he did need stitches for this, but he's not. This is not going to keep him out for an insane amount of time. Let's also not forget that we're less than 6 months removed from Morgan Barron taking a skate to the face. He's needing 75 stitches in his face and coming back that same game, which, to be honest, is still one of the most badass things ever. But in terms of Lauko, we can only hope that this is not serious. And from the looks of it, it's not. It's definitely troubling, but it's not serious. So Lauko is done for the night. 10 minutes left, and the Bruins hold strong. They hold strong. The defense make like the Bruins finally gathered their momentum, and the defense is making plays. The offense is putting the pressure on Magic. I thought that this was where the floodgates were going to open. We were going to see like 4 or 5 goals in this period, but I'm okay with 2. I'm okay with 2 extra. I'm okay with 2 goals. So long as we win, which is what we did, because during the last 5 minutes, it's the Blackhawks sort of found their second win, and we ended up getting and Swayman faced a decent amount of shots, and he saved them all. And God bless him. This was I know shutting out the Blackhawks is not necessarily. I don't want to say that it's easy, because I mean, I'm a fucking twink of a college kid, and with an iron deficiency who can barely register what's going on right in front of me. I would not at all be able to do Jeremy Swayman's job. I would not at all be able to do Peter Mrazek's job. So I'm not going to pretend like this is easy. But I will say the Blackhawks are sort of on their trajectory to also getting Cole Yzerman. And it's an Yzerman without a Y. But in any case, yes, the Bruins come out of this 6-0-0, which is, if I'm not mistaken, our best start to any season, which is fantastic. I kind of want to say that I'm blown away, but I had a feeling that this team was going to be good. I am just going to end it right there, because I do not want to say anything more about this team that is going to eventually bite me in the ass in a few months. And so that is it for tonight's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Keep Jacob Lauko in your prayers for tonight. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Take care.